Hello everyone, I am back again with a couple journals that I have that are available at this time. I made these a couple weeks ago and I actually posted pictures on Instagram during the process, but I keep forgetting to do my flip throughs. They are not listed in my Etsy shop, so if you're interested, just send me an email. My email is listed below. But this is a design team project for March for Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah. And this is the Garden Goddess collection. This one is 8 inches by, what is this, 4.5? Yeah, by 4.5. I like the 8-inch height. I've been making more of those lately. But this is fabric covered. It's got cardstock, on the inside. And there is a closure here of just this really pretty, what is this stuff called? This ribbon. You know what it is. I can't think. I literally just woke up and decided I was going to jump in here and record. So anyway, I made a pocket at the top with this fabric. And so when you open it up, you can see it wraps around. Both of the fabrics are vintage, and I just think that is really pretty. I made this fabric ruffle. Now this fabric is not vintage, and then I just added 2 vintage buttons there. And then in the front we have a vintage postcard that is blank, so you can journal on that. And then this is from Tina's kit. This is an absolutely gorgeous kit. There's a lot of yellow and greens, and I just think it is so pretty. It's called Garden Goddess, and she is linked below, so you can go check out her shop. And then in the front here, like I said, I just used the cardstock. I just used a like a cream colored, I think it's cream or ivory colored cardstock, and then I just used a piece of this vintage doily and fabric and just made a little flip here, and then added this pocket, and this is from her kit. And this is a journaling card from the kit, and this is the Ideals book page, and I think this is from, which one is it from? I don't think it's the Easter. It might be Easter. It's Easter or the Woodlands. I'm not sure. It might be from the Woodlands, but it's from one of those. I love the Ideals book pages in the journals. Here is a top tuck that I just sewed this, and this is the red cabbage dyed paper, so it looks kind of bluish, which is really pretty. And so at the top, you just have one of her journaling cards, and they've all been distressed. And this is just a vintage receipt that I've put in there. I'm trying to work around this tripod today, so please forgive me. And here's a piece of the ephemera from her kit, and I just think that is so pretty. I loved this kit. I will definitely be using this one again. There is a book page, and all my book pages are vintage book pages. Added one of her journaling cards there. I just thought, I love the flowers and the butterfly. I thought that was really pretty. And so I just added a coffee dyed library card that you can journal on, and then this little piece of ephemera from the kit. And that just tucks in there. And then here is a vintage recipe page book. And of course, Edith Holden. And there is a tab up here at the top. And then on the back side, there has been this fabric flip that is sewn on. So you could do like some secret journaling there. And then we have another vintage book page here. And this one is from, it was either from like 1910 or 1890. I can't remember. I had some mixed up, but they are very old. So I just added that in there. Here is another one of her journaling cards. And then this is the beautiful envelope. And I just distressed around it, and I left it open. You could always glue down the sides and use it as an envelope, but I thought it would be nice just to open it up and write on it. So that goes there. And there's a lot of things that's just paper clipped in, so you could put them wherever you want. This is a vintage embroidery book page right there. And there is a vintage library card. A couple more pieces from the kit. Look how pretty. I love these colors. And that just goes right there. I did not put a lot of things in pockets and stuff. I wanted whoever bought it to be able to just put it wherever they wanted in the journal. And this is a vintage book, a Bible storybook. And then here is another vintage recipe page, and I just added that piece of ephemera and 2 more of her journaling cards. These are perfect for spring. This kit is perfect for spring. There is a vintage envelope that's just been put in there, a certificate from, I think it was 1948 or this says 1948 here, but I'm not sure exactly when it was printed. There's just another tab, another top tuck here with another vintage envelope. And you can put something in that, or you could use it for decoupaging or pocket. Another vintage receipt. Another one of her journaling cards. And these pockets have been sewn. And this is turmeric dyed paper. And then this is one of the journaling cards I made a while back, and I just used that as a pocket, and then just added some coffee dyed guest check, another receipt, and then one of her journaling cards. I love Tina's kits. Love them. I love this one. Here's another one of her journaling cards, and a vintage bank statement like the stub, and look, it even has the paper clip and then the tape. I love that. And it just tucks right here. A lot of vintage items in this one. There's the other side of that. This was 1938, this certificate. This was a land deed. The other side of that envelope, which you could write on. And let's see, this is, got stuff everywhere here. Here is a vintage receipt. It was out of a book. You know, you would just write like your information and stuff there. I don't know exactly what the page is called. This is a inspirational book page, and I like to add these in my journals, and so I just decided to paper clip this one in. And then on this side, which I know I'm gonna lose all this, so I'll have to go back. There is a baggie here, this little glassine bag, and it has all the beautiful flowers and succulents and butterflies that come in Tina's kit. I fussy cut around them, and I distressed them. I was going to decorate the journal, and I thought, no, everybody likes theirs different, so that will be there for whoever purchases it, that they can decorate the journal with these the way they would want to do. You could put them on the pages. You could even put them on your journaling cards, you know, just whatever you wanted. So let me paper clip that back in. And then here I just made this little tuck with some vintage music paper, and then I added this journaling card. It is so pretty. There's the other side of that embroidery, and then I just made like a fabric ruffle there, and I think it's stitched on. No, I think I just stitched it and then glued it on. And then the other side of that paper that I actually stitched on, I stitched on this lace and then a topper, and then made a little tuck out of this. Hold on one second, guys. My phone says it's dying for some reason. I don't know. It's actually plugged up and not charging, so I'm going to actually cut the video short. So there's a tuck spot here with one of her embellishments, a vintage Bible trivia card here, and this is a vintage coin envelope, and you can see how tiny it is. And then I added this, again, vintage French dictionary or vocabulary, I think it is, card. And then a couple of her tickets. Look at these little tickets. These are so pretty. You've got to get this kit. It is perfect for spring or Easter. I just love it. And of course, this is Edith Holden. And then here I added a vintage receipt. You can write on it, use decoupage, use it for decoupage, whatever. And then a couple of her pieces of ephemera from the kit. And then here is a little bag, and it has all kinds of stuff, if I can get it out. Okay, something's stuck in there. I'm gonna do glue it down. Okay, so here is her little journaling card, and here's another one. And then this is just a coffee dyed index card that's punched into a tag. And then that just goes in there. You can use it wherever you want. And then 2 more pieces of her ephemera. And on the back side, I guess that little succulent was there. Don't know why that's there. And then up here I have a piece of vintage wallpaper and 2 more pieces from her kit, which I thought they just matched this page with the succulent over here. And of course you could use these to decorate the tops of your pockets too. And back here there is a full-size pocket that's fabric. And inside here is a vintage letter. And I think it is 2 pages, 2 or 3 pages. This is from 1945, and they were in Okinawa. So that's fun to read. So there is this journal, and I will have to stop this video. I was gonna do both, but I need to charge my phone. So this one is called Garden Goddess. If you're interested in it, just send me an email. My email is listed below. And thank you guys for watching. I will be back with the second journal, and I might try to just merge them into one video. So you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you soon. Bye. All right, everyone, I am back again, and I'm gonna try this for the second time and see if I can stay in frame. I keep having the bottom part of my journal cut out, and I'm sorry about that. If that happens and I upload the video and don't pay attention, I try to always watch them. Anyhow, this is the second journal that I wanted to share, and this one is just tied with some torn fabric. And the cover of this has an entire vintage handkerchief. And as you can see, there's a little bit of overhang. I wanted that on each side, but I put the most of it at the bottom. And there's about 1.5 inches at the bottom. This is an 8.5. Make sure before I tell you that. Well, the journal itself is actually 8 inches, but with, okay, my husband's on the 4-wheeler, sorry about that. But with the lace, it's about an 8.5 inch, just because of the lace overhang. I added this piece of fabric across the top, and it is a top tuck. So you have a pocket actually on both sides. And then you have this little cluster here of laces and fabrics, and then 3 buttons. Yeah, we're getting ready to go riding tomorrow, so he's got the 4-wheeler out. That's just too funny. Here is a journaling card I made. This is just it's a vintage card that's got like your name and dates to remember, and then you can put your address and stuff on there. So I thought that was really cute. Here is a scripture card that I had wrote back in the 90s, I think, and I distressed a bunch of those. And then here's a vintage letter. There's 2 pages. It is from 1945. And so all of that just tucks right up there. I'll set that to the side for right now. And this is using, I think, I made this a couple weeks ago. Now I don't remember, but I know there's a lot of Tina's bird kit in here. So I'll try to remember as I go. The inside is just cardstock. I made, you know, just a large pocket and added this large tag. And I loved this tag I cannot remember where I got this. I think it was in a swap, but I didn't make this tag. But it was sitting there and it matched so perfectly. I kept putting it in the pocket and then I was like, no. And I took it out because I didn't make it, and then I put it back in and I thought, you know, I'm putting it in there. It is just perfect for this journal. So that I added in there. These are distressed. All the little bits and pieces from this kit from Tina are distressed. And I just distressed the edges and tried to make it look, you know, really old, and then just used Tim Holtz Distress ink around it. And then in this is just a flip pocket here. And in this pocket, there is, this is from Emily at Ephemera's Treasures. This is one of her printables. You can get the Butterfly Guide printable. This is from the first one, and I just distressed it. And then here's just a little pocket. I did these on a video a while back, and I just had some. This is a piece of Edith Holden book page. And then I just stamped this book belongs to, so you could just write on the back of that and then just tuck it in there. You could write on the front. And then here is another piece from her kit. And I think this is 2 kits. I need to check to make sure. But I think this is 2 of her kits. This is just some coffee dyed index card, and I just put a little piece of vintage lace that I had sitting there. And then a journaling card that I used from the extra cardstock, and another piece of her ephemera. I just love this kit. It was just so pretty, which, you know, I love Tina's kits. That's all I say. There's some, I think this is red cabbage dyed. It might be with coffee, I'm not sure. Scrapbook paper, a large page that is vintage wallpaper border. And then there's a pocket here with another little pocket in the front, and it has a coffee dyed Rolodex card and a tag or ticket, I mean. Here's another one of those butterfly cards from Emily. If you're interested, you can get those in her shop. And then this is just a large piece of her ephemera that I just cut and distressed, and then just folded it in half and put it in there. There is a fabric tab. Look at this dyed paper. Is that not pretty? This is a book page that has butterflies in it. Here is a vintage receipt from 1924. And the paper's still in really good condition, so you could write on this. And this is Ideals book page. Lost my mind for a second. A vintage envelope. You could write right on the back of that. And then up here we have a lace tuck and more of that paper. Another piece of her ephemera, of Tina's ephemera that I just distressed. And this is a page of my inspiration book that I just love to use, and I'm almost out of. I'm gonna have to find another one because I use it in most of my journals, and now I'm running low, so I need to find another couple books. And then there's just a piece of note paper, and this is the center, and you have Edith Holden in here. And then over here we have Tina's envelope. She almost always has an envelope, and I left this one open so you could just write on the inside of that. And another one of those pages from the inspirational book that I have. I mean, I have 2 in here now. You know how much I really like using these things. I get it to close up right. And that was just paper clipped on there, so you could use it wherever you wanted throughout the journal. The other side of that envelope, you could write on all of that. And this is that Ideals page. I love the lilies. Is that lilies? And tulips. I know that's tulips. They're so pretty. The other side of that paper, this is just folded in, so you have like a little pocket or a tuck spot. More of the dyed paper. fabric tab, and then there's a large journaling card that I made. I just sewed on some coffee dyed paper, and this is Edith Holden. Then in this front little pocket, we've got one of Tina's tickets that I have just distressed, and then 2 vintage tickets. Those come from Dee Dee. Thank you so much, Dee Dee. And at the top, we have one of Tina's tickets there because it had little ducks on it. I thought that was really cute. And then on the back of the wallpaper, I just have a little, one of those fabric tabs that I made a while back and showed you how to make, or how I make, you know, my tabs with lace and fabric, and then I just adhere it to cardstock, and then you're ready to go when you make your journal. Here is another fabric and lace cluster with a button, and there's a vintage receipt and another one of Emily's butterfly cards. And then in this pocket, this is fabric. This is vintage fabric, and it is it's real thin, like a scarf. I think it was a woman's scarf is what it was. And so I just made a pocket with that, and I just put all this stuff in here. We have a library card that's been coffee dyed, an extra journaling card. I just like the colors. I thought it matched really well. One of my tags I made a while back on a video with Tina's little bird, so that was perfect because it was part of the kit. And then another one of the envelopes here, and you can, like I said, you can seal it if you want to and use it that way, or you can just open it up and write in it. And then in the back we have a full-size pocket, and I have a guest check, a vintage card and with a letter written on it, and another one of the butterfly cards from Emily. So that is it, and if you're interested in this one, it will not be in my Etsy. I am trying to get away from Etsy altogether, so eventually my shop will be shut down. So if you're interested in this, just send me an email. My email is listed below. Thank you guys for watching. I hope everybody is doing well. I know that it's crazy times right now. I am praying for our country and for our people. I hope that you guys stay safe and use your time wisely with your family. Catch up with things that maybe you haven't been able to do. Take this time to really appreciate what God's given us, and just enjoy that. So thank you guys for watching. I have some really cool videos coming up, so stay tuned for that. You have a blessed day. Bye.